What's up, everybody? Soul here with another sort of Convallaria video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at Estra, the new character that's set to be released this upcoming Friday. Is she worth it? Is she going to be strong? What's everybody thinking about her? Of course, there's already a preconception. She's already out there on the Chinese servers, but I'm going to take a quick look at her and kind of give you some insights in my opinion. And we're going to take advantage of that new formula that I introduced in the tier list. Make sure you go check that out, by the way, if you don't know about it. With that all said, let's get right into it. Now, as you can see right here on this page, we have Estra. Now, this is no potion. If you're not familiar with it, it's a fantastic site. Estra at 5 stars is pretty phenomenal. I'm not going to go through and read all the skills verbatim and one for one. I think a lot of people already have an idea of what she can do, but yeah, she gains a jump, she gets an innate magic shield at the start of her turn, and then when attacking, she has a 35% bonus that comes off of that magic shield and goes into her physical attack. For each one energy that the target is missing, she deals bonus damage up to 30%. That's pretty massive all right there within itself. This is a huge trait. Going forward, her physical attack additionally increases by 20% for any non-instant single target skills, which by the way, all of her attacks are single target, on characters with a higher magic attack than physical attack. She depletes their energy by 2, and it deals an additional 60% physical damage. So physical attack, but physical 60%. Whoa. And then at the end of her turn, she reduces the cooldown of her reaction skills and class skills by an additional 1 turn. That's absolutely massive. You can see it right here on Blinding Strike, which has no cooldown. She can move again for 4 tiles. She teleports behind the target first off, and then before moving again, she gets 1 basic attack, and then before attacking, she increases her damage by 40%, ignores assist, and if the character is defeated, she gets to attack again. Can be triggered 1 time per round. That's fantastic. She gets Demon Hunting Trap. So this is like a snare, like what Miguel has or other characters. The only difference is it does the same thing with the piercing damage, 10% piercing to the HP, but it's an instant. Why does she get an instant snare? That's crazy. All right, that's just crazy. It's not been given in that way before, to my knowledge, and so this is it. And then she gets a passive Thunder Arrow, which is anytime she performs a single target attack, she deals a bonus 30% physical damage and depletes 1 energy from the target. And then, of course, on top of that, inflicts no active and no energy recovery. That is massive. We see that no energy recovery self-inflicted on on Akambe, but we've not seen it inflicted on others, to my knowledge, at this point. So this is definitely really big. Lots of power creep, right? It's not so creep. It's not so subtle with Estra. Right here, we got this instant teleport goes behind. She steals energy, depletes it from them, and steals it and takes it for herself. She's got that instant hook shot where she pulls. We've seen that in other characters. And yeah, this reaction, remember, the cooldown's reduced thanks to her trait. Before receiving a single target attack, the enemy from the back of her side, within 3 tiles of the character, she performs a preempt and then teleports behind the target and performs a basic attack and interrupts their turn. She's got multiple ways to interrupt turns in her kit, and it's so phenomenal. Now she's got this potion, which is a buff that is an instant on both of them, and they each give her a very handy and great buff. In particular, this one goes up 45% crit, but this one right here, this one's wild because she gets these buffs and they're both instants. However, if you look at Blood of Shadows, not only is she recovering in energy, not only is she getting crit and lifesteal, she's doubling the damage off her trait. So now it's going to be plus up to 60% instead of 30 on that damage boost. That's absolutely massive. Her ability to buff herself is phenomenal. She's stealing energy, all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. She gets some life still, get that spine pierce, ignore the shield. This Doom decoy is really interesting within itself because she's stealing buffs, she's giving debuffs, she's just a tricky person altogether. And then this No Restraint, bonkers, right here. Ignores reaction skills, deals 40% damage, then deals 100% damage before attacking for each one energy the target is missing. Damage dealt is increased by 130 up to 190. And when the character is defeated, she gets 3 energy back. She is absolutely bonkers. And so if we take a look here at the formula that I have put together, she ends up with a power of 12 in her physical attack, 7 in her tanking because of all the magic shields she can create. She gets a 2 in healing because of lifesteal. She gets a 0 in magic damage, a 16 in buffs, a 13 in debuffs, and an 11.5 in utility. Make sure you go check out the link on the tier list video. It's got a link to that Google Doc where we go over all the characters and their stats and so on and so forth to give you a great explanation of those things. Now, if we take a look over here at her rating overall and the breakdown of what she's got going on, Estra has broken the scale. As you see right here in this picture, we have yet to see a character with this big of an area covered in our box, and for anyone to be this powerful. In fact, when I released this tier list just a few days ago, Coco is our most powerful character, coming in at 55.5 total points overall. Now Estra is the most powerful character in point value at 62 points. Following the same formula for all characters in the game, she has come out the highest, and by a 6.5 point margin. Absolutely massive. She is here. She is stronger than anything we've seen before. Bear in mind, she's a single target specialist. She hits hard. She buffs but herself. She specializes in taking energy away from her opponents and giving it to herself. And then she's got some pretty great mobility in that she can move around and behaves like what you'd expect from, a unit like her. And so, yeah, you can't complain about Estra. She's absolutely doing Seeker things and doing them well. However, man, it's not subtle anymore. This is a slap in the face. This is a, hey, wake up, pay attention. Characters are getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and you better be gearing for them and pulling as we go forward to the best of your ability. Estra, if you need a damage dealer, is exactly who you want. She hits hard. She does not have AoE capabilities, so don't pick her if you're looking for that. If you're looking for someone to come in and absolutely wipe the floor with a single target, or boss, whatever it may be, especially those challenge runs, she is your girl. She is absolutely monstrous. And I can say with great confidence, you will not be disappointed pulling for her. Of course, you should play the game the way you want and get the characters that you want, and that is king. But with all that said, Estra, crazy powerful here with 62 points, and she is gonna be a mainstay for a while. So thanks so much for watching. I just wanted to share this. I'm gonna try to do this probably for each character before they come out moving forward. And so yeah, let me know your feedback. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. If you haven't seen my tier list I just dropped, please make sure you go check it out. I break down every single character in the game with this formula that I am improving more and more over time. There's a wide discussion on it. I'd love for you to be a part of it. The goal is to create an absolute metric that really truly evaluates characters and their worth in all the different ways. And I really think that this is kind of hitting it on the nose. And so I'd love for you to be a part of that process. A huge shout out and thank you to my Patreon members. They've helped me create this formula and to create the tier list, so I'm really, really grateful. Make sure you check the link down below if you're interested in contributing to our Patreon. There's a link for our Discord as well, where we'd be absolutely glad to have you with us, where we talk all things Sword of Convallaria and then some. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Good luck to you in all things that you do, in and out and around Sword of Convallaria especially, and take it easy. Until next time, bye.